born and bred of a dominant motorsport tradition that began with the first car to wear the three-pointed star. The lightweight yet resolutely rigid aluminum and composite bodies are graceful sculptures designed to optimize performance through airflow management, while maintaining strict tolerances for the advanced powertrain and suspension components. The front grille with its prominent silver star and the lower air dam of the Mercedes AMG GTS incorporate massive intakes that admit air to cool critical components, while fender vents allow hot air to exit and invoke classic Mercedes sports cars of yesteryear. A front splitter manages the airstream to create downforce, while accentuating the aggressive stance of the automobile. Distinctive power dome bulges on the hood draw attention to the potent race-bred engine below. Hand-built in the one-man, one-engine tradition, each power plant is signed by the master craftsman who assembled it from start to finish. At higher speeds, an electronically retractable rear spoiler rises from the smoothly contoured rear deck of the GTS to enhance stability, downforce, and traction. At low speed or at rest, it's hidden to reduce unnecessary drag. All elements combine to command a sense of motion and dominant power. The rear boasts detailed styling with functional aerodynamic management elements, punctuated by trapezoidal exhaust outlets to visually define every Mercedes AMG as a breed apart. To ensure a full experience of the sense, two advanced transmissions are at the core of the AMG portfolio. The AMG SpeedShift DCT 7-speed, a dual-clutch transmission, and the AMG SpeedShift MCT 7-speed, a multi-clutch transmission. The DCT 7-speed in the Mercedes AMG GTS is in a rear transaxle configuration and serves as transmission, rear differential, and rear axle in a single assembly. The rear transaxle location helps achieve the ideal 47-53 front-rear weight distribution and enhances traction by placing the mass of the transaxle directly over the driven wheels. The DCT functions like two transmissions in the same case, each with an electronically controlled clutch. One clutch engages and disengages the odd-numbered gears, 1, 3, 5, and 7, while the other operates even-numbered gears, 2, 4, and 6. Because the gear sets are independent, the control system can pre-engage the next gear prior to the shift. This shift can occur in less than 100 milliseconds. For instance, when the car is driven in third gear, fourth gear is pre-engaged, and the upshift is accomplished when one clutch disengages and the other engages. The AMG SpeedShift MCT 7-speed, which is used in several AMG models, is internally quite different from the DCT, yet extremely responsive. Like the DCT, it can also be shifted manually using the steering wheel mounted paddles. The MCT is similar to a conventional automatic transmission, yet it differs in that engine power is transferred directly to the transmission via a multiple-disc wet clutch, rather than by a fluid-driven torque converter. This ensures optimum efficiency, immediate reaction to the throttle, and crisp, rapid gear changes. Like a manual transmission, the AMG SpeedShift DCT 7-speed provides a direct connection between engine and rear axle, yet can function like an automatic if preferred, while the electronic control system can skip individual gears rather than downshifting through each gear in succession. Simply pulling on the steering wheel shift paddles. Once the shift has been completed, the transmission reverts back to automatic mode. However, pressing the M button in any mode enables instant full manual shift control and a direct connection to the car's powertrain. For pure track performance, a special race mode enables the quickest. The electronically controlled AMG adaptive suspension system provides precise adjustments in real time to meet the driving needs at that moment. Additionally, at the touch of a button on the AMG drive unit, the customer can pre-select the base level of damping to Comfort, Sport, or Sport Plus mode based on their preference. The AMG Dynamic Select system is also used to adjust the adaptive suspension. However, its various modes additionally affect the dynamic characteristics of the whole car. This is achieved by not only making the appropriate changes in the suspension, but also by pairing corresponding performance changes to the engine, transmission, and ESP systems. The Comfort setting provides a smooth yet driver-connected ride for everyday driving and is well suited to bumpy roads or less than perfect highway surfaces. The Sport setting increases the damping rate on both compression and rebound for better wheel control and more defined road feel in cornering or high-speed lane changes. The Sport Plus setting calibrates all suspension variables to their maximum levels of performance. Because the damping is very stiff, it provides optimal handling combined with crisp road feel. In aggressive driving on twisting, turning roads, computer-controlled AMG adaptive suspension fine-tunes the adjustment of the chosen mode based on a number of variables, including wheel speed, ride height, longitudinal and lateral acceleration, throttle input, and steering angle. Individual wheel sensors detect body movement to determine the current ride height at all four corners of the vehicle. This data is enhanced by 3 individual wheel speed sensors determine the vehicle's overall speed while also gauging available traction at each wheel. A steering angle sensor tells the control unit the exact amount that the driver has turned the steering wheel, such as in a corner. Analyzing variables in real time, the control unit alters damping forces at each wheel via an adjustable valve installed within each shock absorber. Forged aluminum parallel double wishbone control arms regulate wheel movement with precision throughout the range of suspension travel, while minimizing unsprung weight, providing superb handling and optimum road feel. The electronic limited slip differential is a key component of AMG Dynamic Select, which orchestrates and coordinates numerous systems, including engine throttling, transmission shifting, suspension damping, and the ESP, Electronic Stability Program. If the driving situation requires regulation of torque distribution, such as when ESP detects a loss of traction at one of the rear wheels, the differential regulating valve is precisely actuated. The valve pressurizes a piston that applies force to engage the multi-disc clutch of the differential. It continuously adjusts to manage torque between the two rear wheels. The clutch engages incrementally, varying the differential locking rate, reducing rear wheel RPM differences as required, and vectoring torque to enhance performance. The ESP control unit continuously monitors the driving situation and driver's input to make further incremental adjustments, all within a fraction of a second. How aggressively and rapidly the electronic differential responds to the driving situation and wheel spin is determined by the selected driving mode. In ESP on mode, the system will react immediately to a calculated need for torque management. Every Mercedes-AMG GTS engine is built to exacting specs. Each is hand-assembled from start to finish by a single master engine builder. A special plaque is affixed to the engine bearing the actual signature of the builder, proving that at the heart of every AMG is a soul. 503 horsepower 4.0-liter V8 bi-turbo of the GTS is among the most innovative. The 4.0-liter bi-turbo's 2 turbochargers are mounted within the engine's valley, in the V between the cylinder heads, rather than alongside the engine. Engineers call this revolution of technology the hot inside V. This design increases throttle response, power, and efficiency, while reducing the overall dimensions and weight of the engine. The 4-valve zirconium alloy cylinder heads are of reverse flow design, meaning the hot exhaust gases exit toward the center V of the engine, while the compact thermoplastic intake manifolds are on the outside of the cylinder heads. Thus, high-velocity exhaust gases can be delivered directly to the twin turbos, using the shortest distance possible, eliminating turbo lag and conserving the heat energy that drives the turbines. The turbos pressurize air for combustion and pack up to 2.3 times more oxygen atoms into the cylinders than would a normally aspirated intake system. The result is massive power and outstanding efficiency. With a dry sump lubrication system that eliminates the conventional oil pan and allows the engine to be mounted 2.2 inches lower than would otherwise be possible. By positioning the engine's mass lower in the vehicle, the center of gravity is closer to the road, resulting in sharper handling and higher driver confidence. In addition, dry sump lubrication ensures direct oil feed and extraction from the crankcase for optimal engine lubrication, even at high speeds and high lateral loads. Dual oil pumps circulate the oil at a rate of up to 4.4 quarts a second at variable pressures depending on need. This provides a substantial flow of lubricating oil to protect and internally cool the engine while maintaining precise control of oil levels in the crankcase, which reduces windage and improves power output.